Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you are watching the Bowtie Psychic here on YouTube. I am actually doing a reading, a general card reading for Capricorn, and these are for um, Capricorns, whether they are, you know, this is their sun sign, rising sign, Venus sign, or moon sign. And so, if this reading resonates with you, by all means, let me know in the comments. Also, subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel. Like the video, comment, and also basically hit me up at bowtiepsychic at gmail.com if you want a reading. And so here we go. I'm going to let y'all know right now is that when I tapped into Capricorn energy, the first thing I got was a lot of you are to take care of your bodies and to take care of yourselves and settle down during the Taurus season. I know that Gemini season is coming up, but Taurus season is still here, and you're still being told to be grounded because a lot of you, and when I tapped in, I got a lot of like this, like a lot of you are hurting physically, a lot of you are in a lot of physical pain, and a lot of you are to settle down because some of you are not young anymore. You're young at heart and you're young in spirit, but your body is saying something else. And so this is the time for you to settle down, to take care of yourself, and to not be obligated to do everything. Okay, and so this is no coincidence that I got the youth card upside down. And so the youth card is a major arcana card for the spread that I'm using. And what this card is saying is that y'all are to settle down. You don't have the body of the range anymore. You do not have the physical capabilities of just doing everything. Okay, because I'm getting a lot of aches and pains. I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a lot of just like back pain. My body is hurting. I'm getting like my right shoulder was like kind of bothering me anyway, but it's really bad at this point, which tells me that some of y'all have some problems with your joints and your nerves because you are doing too much. And so please be aware that even though you're young at heart, and your spirit is young, your soul is young, your energy is young, your body, this vessel is you're still in this meat suit. You're still made of flesh and bone. It's still made of flesh and bone. It's still prone to illness. So this is the time for you to pretty much to just sit down and let other people help you with the work. Because you can't fool yourself anymore or pretend that you are well when in actuality you're not. And this is why I got this card upside down is the four of earth. And so it is upside down. And so what this card is saying is that you can play if you want to. You can actually, ignore the warnings that spirit has given you, if you want to, and you're going to end up hurting yourself. So this person is what it's saying is that you're not able to pretend anymore, or have this shield up anymore that you're well when you're not. Because in the long run, you're going to end up hurting yourself or making the situation worse. Um, a lot of you are ignoring the inevitable. A lot of you are ignoring the inevitable when it comes to your physical health. And this is why self care is so important, because what you do for your community, what you do, and I'm just feeling a lot of, even though I'm just feeling backlash. I'm just feeling a lot of backlash because I'm getting like a lot of fire energy as well. So there's a lot of backlash is what I'm getting. Like, that your body is falling apart almost. That you are to sit down. You already know that you are supposed to rest. You know that you are ignoring a lot of health scares and a lot of health signs, a lot of signs, red flags rather, pertaining to your health. And so you're like biding your time and coasting by, when in actuality this is nothing to fuck with. You can literally hurt yourself, and depending on where you are, if you don't heed, the warning, you're seriously going to like no longer be here. You're not going to be physically on this earth plane. And I'm not saying that, to scare you. I'm saying that to be real. You know what I mean? I want y'all to understand, Capricorn, that you are not taking care of yourself. I'm getting from spirit to watch what you eat, um, to watch your health, um, to be aware of what you're putting inside your body, to be aware of what you're doing to your body, be aware of how much pressure you're putting on yourself to perform a task that you know will more likely put you in harm's way. I don't know if you can see this, so I'll show you, or at least try to um, show you. But you see that you see this person's arm is cracking, his face is cracking. Okay, that means that when you put this card up, this usually means that the person's armor is cracking. This is your body cracking under pressure. This is your body cracking under pressure. It is upside down because you know it's cracking. You know that you're in pain, in physical pain. You know you're swelling. You know that your knees popping. Your shoulders messing up. You know what I mean? And you're not paying attention. So spirit is basically saying, like, look, pay attention this time. During Taurus season, give yourself the opportunity to literally listen. Like, this is not just about sitting down. This is about literally grounding. Requires you to listen to your body, and that's what grounding is. It's not just sitting down and meditating or hugging a tree or anything like that. Grounding is also being still enough to listen to your body and to listen to where your health is and where it lies, because you do not want to put yourself in a situation where you are going to hurt yourself even further. And so this is why you got the perception card. This is also a major arcana card. And so when it comes to the perception of health and your perception of self, when you're not moving, this is a time for you to question that perception. This is a time for you to question and do some shadow work around that. Who is telling you that you have to work to access? Who is telling you, or what is telling you? What messages are you receiving that are telling you that in order for you to be a well-rounded human being, you are to work to the point where you are hurting yourself? Where did that message come from? Where did it come from? Because it definitely didn't come from you. It didn't come from your higher self. It didn't come from spirit. I'm all about working hard, but not to the point where you're going to wind up in the hospital. So where did you even get that message? Was it from your society? From the society? Was it from your immediate environment? Are you a product of your past or your prior environment? Did you get the message from somebody? Either your inner circle or someone in the capitalist system, that in order for you, to be a viable citizen of this world, that you are to work yourself despite the fact that your body is in pain. Did you receive some sort of message that tells you that in order for you to be successful, you are to ignore the red flags? And I'm not just talking about red flags pertaining to mental health or emotional health or spiritual health. I'm talking about physical health in particular, Capricorn. Where did you get the message that in order for you to be successful, to be a worthy human being, you are to work yourself to the point where you are ignoring your body and you're ignoring the signs? That's why you got the perception card. This is a time for you to ask yourself where you got those messages. Because I'm pretty sure you did not get those messages on your own. Because now it's to the point where um, you're just continuously working, and just like you know you're in pain. And I think like this, and to be honest with you, I think the capitalist system has like put it in everyone's mind for the most part that you are to work obsessively. You are to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you are to ignore any sort of intuition you have when it comes to the self, in order to succeed, in order to be worthy, in order to be accepted and seen as capable. And this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is very unacceptable. And I'm speaking from a personal experience as well. I'm not a Capricorn. You know what? That's a lie. Capricorn is actually my moon's my rising sign, and so this is why I'm so um, adamant on saying, like, look, this is not okay. I know what it's like. Capricorns are hard-working individuals. We are some hard-working whatevers out here. We work to excess. We work because we love what we do. A lot of us love what we do, especially if we are working for ourselves, or we're serving the public in a way that feeds our spirit as well as theirs. I get it. I get it, and I speak from personal experience. But when you're not getting enough sleep, and when you're not, eating foods that will nourish your body, when you are doing things to excess or using to excess to the point where you're you're not able to function, or you're dulling yourself, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. So now this is the time for you to ask yourself, what is really what messages are you receiving? What messages on a subconscious level are stored that keep telling you that in order for you um, to be to even see yourself um, as a worthy human being. Um, are you, like, seriously, to even see yourself as a word, you have to literally work yourself to death. And so this is what I received here. Um, this card right here, this is actually the Eight of Water. If you see this card, I know it's probably like, there you go. See? That's better. So you see this card right here, how this individual chakras are open. He is very well rested. He is very in tune, or they are very in tune to who they are as an individual. And there's all these water signs, like their emotions. They're just going with the flow, and everything is open, and their emotions are in check. Um, and dolphins are real intelligent individuals, or individuals. It's not. They're very. It does not surprise me though that I just noticed here the dolphins. Okay, dolphins are very kind animals. They're kind mammals. They're also intuitive. They're known for their intuition, and they're known for their their empathic nature, as well as their intelligence. In order for you to be firing on all cylinders, you are to be rested, yes. But when you are, you're very, very open. And when you're well rested, and your chakras are aligned, and you're taking care of yourself, you're more open to spirit than you, and you're more open to your calling um, than more than ever. Especially if you are a light worker or someone who works with the general public, as far as giving readings or giving some sort of a spiritual service. This is definitely a card for spiritual individuals, Capricorns who work with the general public on a spiritual level. In order for you to do your work, in order for you to be tapped to the spirit, in order for you to be of service to folks, you are to be aligned. In order for you to be aligned, you are to be very well. You are to be well. This person in the picture, when you are, and that's another thing, another message I'm getting from this particular card is that when you are doing the shadow work and when you are asking yourself those questions pertaining to your health, and why you do what you do and why you work to excess, and you find out those answers, you'll be able to take care of yourself. You'll be able to take care of yourself to the point where you're no longer fighting against the current, and you will be able to do the work necessary to make sure that you're okay. Do you need to go to the doctor? Is there something going on with your body that requires medical attention? Don't hide from that if that's the case. You are to be well in order for you to serve the public. You are to be well in order to continue to, especially if you're a healer or, like I said, do any sort of spiritual work. You are to be well to the point where you're honest with yourself about where you are. You can't serve anybody if you're not here. And you're just as important as the people you serve. So this is literally the time for you to realize that you're important. This person in the picture, or on the card rather, took care of themselves. They took care of themselves and they allowed themselves, the liberty to basically to heal themselves. To allow themselves to be healed, allow themselves to rest, allow themselves to see themselves as worthy enough to take care of themselves, to put themselves first. We're always telling people to put themselves first. A lot of us who are doing this work, we tell ourselves we tell other people to put themselves first, and to, especially when they're in a situation, where they are not taking care of themselves or putting themselves first. So why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we do the same thing, especially when we're working with the general public? We're just as important. We're just as important, especially if we're doing trauma work and working with other people's trauma work, and doing rituals and spiritual rituals for people. Or we're we're artists, in the community, or we're doing political work in the community, when we're working with the general public, it takes energy. And it takes moving sometimes. The majority of the time, it takes moving. We need our bodies to be of service. You can't be of service with a body that's busted up and ready to, to be laid on the stretcher. It's not healthy. It's not cute. So during this Taurus season, this is a time. And I'm telling you now to do the work right now, because for one, we're always going to be doing work. But Gemini season is coming up. Gemini season is very much an active season, especially when it comes to working with the general public and being a teacher and being communicative, and basically being present, to basically be out in the general public, and basically showing them our gifts and what we're capable of doing. So this is literally the time to get yourself in order first, in order for you to do yourself justice, but to also serve the public effectively. If you are doing that type of work, okay. Um, and so the last card we got is the thought card. Okay, a lot of you are not putting yourselves first. A lot of Capricorns are not putting their health in themselves first. A lot of you are not doing that. A lot of you are not doing that. This is a time for us to do this. Okay. This is a time for us to, um, regardless of where you sit, where you stand, this is the time to, I'm being told to put priorities in order. You are the first priority. Capricorns are the first priority when we're working with the general public. We are the ones that, we have to live in this body. This is our body. We have to live in our bodies. Our bodies are ours. No one's going to take care of us the way we take care of ourselves. So this is whatever thoughts you have, pertaining to, you know, putting other people first. This is a time for you to get rid of those thoughts effectively immediately. This is a time for us to, uh, work around why, we're not putting ourselves first, or feeling guilty for doing so, and then, and start doing the shadow work around that, and start doing the healing rituals around that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll put myself in that category with us being, with a lot of us being called, to be spiritual leaders, to be leaders in our community, whether it be the spiritual community, the writing community, the political community, the religious community, um, the art community, the literary community, like whatever community you're a part of. A lot of us are we're being told we're leaders, but in order for us to be leaders, to be an effective leader, we are to put ourselves first, and we are to, in order for us to put ourselves first, um, and we have to say no to things. We are to say no to things, and to be aware that a lot of us, myself included, we're not young anymore. I am not 20 years old. I cannot go on 4 hours of sleep and be okay to live my life for like the next 24 hours. I will be 38 this month. I don't have the spoons or the juice anymore to do this. Sleeping for 4 or 5 hours and then just being on about my business. I don't have the juice anymore, and that's okay. If anything, I've been told by Spirit many a day, to get rest. Today, the only reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing, is because I got enough sleep, to not stutter, or to not, you know, make it seem as if I can't do a reading. You know what I mean? And this is the type of stuff that, Capricorns, this is the type of stuff the Spirit is talking about. In order for us to be effective Capricorns, whether it be your moon sign, sun sign, Venus sign, or rising, you, like, seriously, you deserve the rest. You deserve, because I'm going to be honest with you, like, you can go and pop a lock in the club if you want to at 57. You know what I mean? And not be able to, and knowing full well that, and knowing full well you may or may not have, health problems. You can ignore health problems if you want to, knowing full well that blood pressure runs in your family. You can do that if you want to, knowing full well that, you have had water in, like, you know in like 4 hours, and see what happens. You can do that. You can do that dance if you want to. But Spirit is saying that if you do not change, if we don't change Capricorn, chances are we're going to run into some health problems that we are going to regret later. So that's all I have for for Capricorns. I hope it's not too heavy, but our health is extremely important. So yeah, if this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, um, just like the video. Click on the like video. Click on the like icon. There you go. Click on the like icon. Um, Subscribe to the channel. Comment. I would really love to hear what you have to say. Um, Also, if you are so inclined to do so, please listen to um, the Bowtie Psychic the podcast on FM or Anchor FM. You can also find it on iTunes, Spreaker, I think Google Play and Google Podcast, excuse me, and all kinds of other places. So, um, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to put the links on there so you can at least find it, right? Also, let's see here. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm working on my Twitter account as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I great, greatly appreciate it. And if you, like I said, resonated with it and would like a more in-depth reading, by all means, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on, by email at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. So again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.